All right, welcome to another deep dive. We got a really good one for you guys today.
Yeah, this is an interesting one.
So we asked for some listener submissions, and you guys definitely delivered this time around.
You really did.
And today's deep dive, it's all about a young woman's big day. And there were some interesting twists and turns along the way.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a roller coaster from what I've seen.
You can say that again, but first, got to give the people what they want.
Right, got to give them the source material.
So the source for today's deep dive, some excerpts from Angel's Matriculation, a day of joy, laughter, and unexpected detours. I mean, that title alone is like a whole mood.
It really sets the stage, doesn't it? It's got everything.
Right. Joy, laughter, detours. You already know this is going to be good. Mm-hmm. And speaking of good, we're talking about Angel Okwor mmesomachukwu's matriculation into, get this, the medical program at David Umahi Federal University. Now that's a mouthful.
That's a mouthful for sure.
But it's also super impressive, right?
Right.
Like medical school. That's a big deal.
Oh, absolutely. That takes a lot of dedication, a lot of ambition.
It's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure.
No, not at all. And the source really emphasizes that she has such a strong support system.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Starting with her parents, of course.
I was going to say, mom and dad got to be beaming with pride.
You can just imagine, right?
Yep.
Chief and Mrs. Paulinus Okwor just overflowing with pride for their daughter.
Yeah. They're probably like, that's my kid. She's going to be a doctor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the source goes on to describe all the other folks who were there celebrating with them.
It sounds like a proper party.
Oh, yeah. A real celebration. Lots of colorful personalities.
Spill the tea. Who are we talking about here?
Well, there's this guy, Chief Ezemargu.
Chief Ezemargu.
Yeah, he's described as having this infectious humor, like everyone just gravitates towards him. And he's got a connection to the university's location, which is kind of cool.
Like he's from around there?
Yeah, something like that. It adds another layer to the whole thing, like this sense of history and community.
Oh, for sure. Okay, so Chief Ezemargu, the life of the party. What else is going on at this matriculation? Did they have like speeches and stuff?
Yeah, I'm sure they did. All the usual pomp and circumstance. But what's interesting is the excerpt describes Angel giving everyone a tour of the campus afterwards.
Makes sense, right? Show off her new stomping grounds.
Exactly. But then Chief Ezemargu steps in and decides to take everyone on an impromptu detour to his nearby hometown.
Wait, what? Like, hey, you want to see where I grew up?
Pretty much. The source says he was all excited to show off all the developments that had been made by former Governor David Umahi.
Okay, hold on. So this Chief Ezemargu, he's like the town's biggest booster.
You got it. Paulie B was so impressed by the tour that he wants to go back for a longer visit.
Wow, they must really spruce the place up. So they're cruising around, checking out the town, everyone's vibing. And then what happens?
Well, remember that part about unexpected detours in the title?
Uh-oh. Don't tell me. The car breaks down.
You guessed it.
Ah, man, come on. Talk about a buzzkill.
It was a bit of a shock, yeah. But you know what? They handled it like champs.
Really? What'd they do?
Well, the source says all the men basically turned into these makeshift mechanics trying to figure out what was wrong with the car.
I can just imagine that scene. A bunch of guys in their finest clothes huddled around a broken down car, scratching their heads.
Haha, yeah, something like that.
Did they actually know what they were doing?
The excerpt doesn't really say.
Which probably means no.
Probably not, haha. But hey, at least they were trying, right?
Yeah, gotta give them credit for that.
Just when all hope seems lost, this guy shows up. The source calls him Week of the Mechanic.
Week of the Mechanic. Sounds like a legend.
He basically swoops in and saves the day. Talk about perfect timing.
Like a knight in shining armor, but with a wrench instead of a sword? Did they, cheer when he showed up?
I wouldn't be surprised. The source makes it sound like everyone was super relieved.
Okay, so Wiko works his magic, they get the car fixed, and they're back on the road.
Yep. They eventually make it to Onitsha, safe and sound.
And they're probably all sharing stories about the great car breakdown adventure of 25.
Oh, I'm sure that became an instant family legend. But despite the slight hiccup along the way, the source really emphasizes that everyone's spirits remained high.
That's awesome. It's like even a broken down car couldn't dampen the joy of Angel's big day.
Exactly. And that's just the beginning.
Wait, there's more.
There's always more to uncover, but we'll save that for our next segment.
All right, folks, you heard it here first.
The master is in his love, so I bless my heart, and the one who has called me. I will make this a song.
Chica, I wanna go.